Hi. Let's get ready to do some chair yoga for our upper body and shoulder areas. Let's begin standing behind our chairs, remembering that the chair has 4 legs and it should keep all 4 legs on the ground at all times, never letting any of them lift. Do this by making sure you have a light grasp on your chair, not clinging to it, and that you're pressing down into the ground rather than pressing forward, backwards, or to the side. Remember that as we go through these movements, we should never feel any pain from any of these positions. If anything causes you pain, come out just a little bit. You can try again, but if the pain persists, either make adjustments and modifications or leave the pose off. So let's start with our feet about hip width apart. We're going to gently rock onto our balls of our feet and then back onto our heels, lifting the toes. Gently rocking forward, lifting the heels, and it can be a small lift, just enough to slide a credit card underneath, or it can be a high lift, coming all the way up to Barbie doll feet. Gently rocking forward and back, letting your knees bend in the center. Extending the legs as you come back and as you come forward. Let all of your focus rest on the sole of your feet, being fully aware of the sensations as the weight shifts forward and back. Let's begin to work a little bit more through the hips. Let's bend our knees, take our weight forward into the soles or into the toes of the feet, and then shift our weight to the right side, or shide if you want to shorten it a little. Shift your weight to the left side, and shift your weight forward into the toes, to the right, back through center, and to the left. Just making some small circles here. We can begin to deepen the circles by shifting the weight back, lifting the toes up, and going to the left, forward, right, and back. Bending into the knees, into the elbows, reaching through the hips as we move around, beginning to let our hips guide us. And as you come back, once again, let's reverse the direction, taking it the other way, right, forward, left, and back. Slowly and gently opening through the hips, being aware of the weight as we shift side to side and front to back, noticing how it feels to press down into the ground. And as you come back, once again, find your way back into center, weight evenly distributed across the entire sole of the foot. Let's take a step back. Slowly marching into place, bending through one elbow and then the other, exploring your range of movement here. You might feel a little stiff, it might be just a little bit of a bend. You might feel really loose, it might be a deep bend. Whatever your range of motion is today, just beginning to work through it. Paying special attention to the shoulders, the chest, the upper and lower back, and the neck. As you bend into the knee and elbow, this time as you lower them down, take your gaze up over that top shoulder, making sure you feel steady. If you ever feel unsteady, take that gaze to the ground to help stabilize you. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, see if you can bend a little more into that elbow and knee. Take your gaze a little higher onto that ceiling. Inhale, push yourself back up. Exhale, let's go the other way. Deep breath in, lift that top shoulder a little higher, take that gaze a little farther up. Exhale, bend a little bit more into that elbow and knee. Inhale back up. We're going to step it back one more step. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, push your hips back. Inhale, shift your weight forward, reaching your hips forward, but keeping the feet completely flat on the ground. Hips back, hips forward. Pressing down into the chair, a light grasp or hands resting lightly on the chair, not death gripping, not pulling. Inhale to come up. Exhale to press back. Bend gently into your knees, letting your torso come down a little closer to the thighs. Feeling the opening through your shoulders. Begin to reach the crown of your head towards the back of the chair and reach your hips a little farther back. Breathing deeply. Keep your core engaged, drawing your belly button in towards your spine. Inhale, press into the hands to come up. Exhale, push your hips back. Bend into those knees, lower that chest down just a little bit farther. Inhale, extend your knees just a little bit, lifting your hips a little higher, drawing your belly button in to keep your back nice and long and flat. No swaying backs here. Inhale to come back up. See if you can take half a step back farther. Deep breath in. As you exhale, push your hips back. Inhale. Reach the crown of the head towards the chair. As you exhale, draw the belly button in. Draw the shoulders into their sockets. And then push the hips back just a little bit farther. Keeping those shoulders drawing into their sockets, see if you can relax the chest just a little bit more. Letting the heart naturally reach towards the ground as gravity pulls you downward. Strong and stable. If you feel any pain through the wrists, please come up or adjust so that your forearms rest on the chair instead. If you feel any pain through the shoulders, lift up through the heart just a little, backing out of this stretch. Remember to keep a soft bend in the knees. You should be able to easily bend and extend through the knees. When we lock the knees, it becomes difficult to bend, and we get almost a popping sensation as we try to bend them. One more deep breath here. Keeping your chin tucked, we're going to lift through the spine, rolling upward, letting the back arch. Keeping that arch, that shoulders reaching forward, that chin tucked as you begin to walk forward. Bending through the elbows, letting the arms relax downward until you're standing right behind your chair. On the inhale, lift your gaze, draw your shoulders up towards your ears. Draw your shoulders up and back. Pull those shoulder blades towards the spine. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, release the chair, reach your fingertips down and out. Draw your shoulders out and down. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Fingertips lift. Shoulders may start to lift up as well. We're going to lift them up, back, and down, making a couple of circles here. And then drawing those shoulders down into their sockets, release the hands back down to the chair. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, step it back, coming back into your downward dog. Walking the feet just as far back as you need to make your spine nice and long and free. Keeping a bend in the knees when needed. Letting our torso be our priority. We're wanting to have our head in between our arms reaching straight back from fingertips to elbows to shoulders, one long straight line. Draw those shoulders into their sockets. Reach the crown of the head for the chair. Breathe deeply. Try to draw your shoulder blades towards one another and then reach them away. Almost as if you were a bird flapping its wings. As you inhale, see if you can lift your hips a little higher. Keep that belly engaged. Pull that belly button towards the spine. On the next exhale, begin to round through the spine. Walk your feet forward towards the chair, keeping chin tucked, shoulders drawing forward. Reach your arms around, give yourself a nice big hug. As you inhale, reach those elbows up to the ceiling. If you feel unsteady here, lifting only slightly, taking your gaze up only as high as you're able to, whilst remaining steady and stable. Exhaling, drawing elbows to belly button. Noticing which arm is on top. If it's your left arm, then as you inhale, sweep your arms out wide. Exhale, take the left arm underneath this time. Or, if the right arm was on top, let the left arm be on top this time. Hugging yourself tightly, giving a couple of shakes each way. We're going to inhale, lift those elbows high. Exhale, draw elbows down to belly button. Breathing deeply. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release the arms down first. Hands come to steady you on the chair. Slowly take the gaze down all the way to the seat of the chair. Turning and looking each way over each shoulder. Letting the head be like a pendulum. As the head comes up over one shoulder, give a couple of nods. And then turn and look and see if you can see a little bit farther behind you. Give a couple more nods. Take your gaze back forward and then over the other shoulder. Give a couple of nods. Take your gaze farther behind you, looking as far back as you can, and give a couple more nods. Take your gaze back to center, beginning to make circles with your nose as if you're drawing the hands of a clock, going around clockwise. And then reversing the direction, as if you're turning back time or getting ready for our biannual time change. And as you come back up to midnight, let's tuck that chin, take our nose back down to the chest. Inhale, as your chin still draws down, roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Relax the shoulders down, let your gaze come back up. We're going to step it back with our feet one last time, taking one more downward dog. Hands pressed down into the chair, remembering that you can use the forearms if the wrists are feeling tender. Remembering not to lock any of the joints, make sure there's a nice softness, the ability to move through the joints as needed. Draw your shoulders into your sockets, reach the crown of your head towards the back of the chair. Take a deep breath in. Push your hips back a little farther. Lower your torso down a little lower, a little closer to the floor. We're going to take our gaze underneath our armpit, looking back towards the back of the room. Inhale, looking up towards the chair. Exhale, looking under the other arm, back in the back corner of the room to the other side. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, looking back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. One last time, inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. Letting your gaze go back to the floor, rounding through the spine, but don't walk forward yet. Continue to press down into the chair to stabilize you. Draw your shoulders a little farther forward, deepening the stretch, deepening the arch. Take your gaze to your toes, to your shins. your knees, thighs. If you can, take it up to your hips, belly button, chest, looking as close to your torso as you possibly can. And slowly continuing to walk a little bit forward at a time, rolling up. And as you walk to the front, towards the back of the chair, let's lift those shoulders up as we lift our gaze forward. Draw those shoulders back. Take a deep breath in. Relax your hands down by your sides. We're going to come into a seat in our chair. So go ahead and adjust so that you can get comfortable. For some people who have short legs like me, you might notice your feet dangling. You can fix this by adding a block, a pillow, a blanket, anything you'd like underneath the feet, or just by scooting forward a little bit. We've worked through the shoulders quite a bit, opening this way. Let's begin to open the other way. As we inhale, sweep your arms straight forward, up, palms facing together, lift those fingers higher, and then draw your shoulders down into their sockets. Let's pull our thumbs back as far back as we can get them. And keeping our palms facing together, we're going to lower our arms out to the side. Stopping when you start to feel an intense stretch. Holding here for a breath. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, draw your thumbs closer to one another. As you exhale, pull your pinkies towards one another. Deep breath in, take those thumbs back. Exhale, pinkies together. Following the rhythm of your breath, opening on the inhale, closing on the exhale. One more time, inhale to open. Exhale, lower those hands a little bit lower, stopping once you feel a nice deep stretch once again. Breathing deeply. Inhaling, drawing your thumbs back a little bit farther. Exhaling, pulling your pinkies together in front of you. And if they don't touch, that's okay. It's just the direction we're going. We care about our journey, not our destination. One more time, inhaling back. Exhaling forward. As you inhale, draw your thumbs back to center. Pull your hands down a little bit lower, feeling the stretch once again. Reach those fingertips towards the floor. Palms stay reaching up. Noticing the stretch here. Breathing deeply. Inhale, draw those thumbs back again. Exhale, reach those pinkies forward. Inhale, thumbs back. Exhale, pinkies forward. Let's do this one more time. As you inhale, take those thumbs back to center. Reach those palms, the backs of the hands down a little bit lower. Palms still lifted. Inhale, take those palms straight up overhead. Exhale, return those arms back down. Begin to rotate through the wrists, bend and extend through the elbows. Release any tension that may have built up from exploring your range of motion through your shoulders. And let's inhale, take our arms back up overhead again. Rotate palms outward this time so the backs of the hands are together instead. Deep breath in, lift those fingers high. Exhale, draw your shoulders down into their sockets. Extend your arms down to the sides, lowering down until you start to feel just a little stretch. Deep breath in. As you exhale, draw your pinkies back towards one another. Deep breath in, sit a little tall or reach the crown of your head up. Exhale, draw your thumbs in towards one another. Inhale, pinkies back. Exhale, thumbs forward. Inhale, pinkies back. Exhale, thumbs forward. Inhale, pinkies back. Exhale, thumbs forward. Inhale, pinkies back, coming into a neutral, lowering your arms down just a little bit more until you feel just a little stretch happening, just a little bit of sensation. Inhale, reach those pinkies back again, taking your arms and shoulders as far back as you can. Exhaling, thumbs together. Inhaling, pinkies back. Exhaling, thumbs together. Inhaling, pinkies back. Exhaling, thumbs together. Inhaling back out to the side. Lower your hands all the way down, fingers reaching down towards the earth. Take a deep breath in. Sit a little taller, and as you exhale, reach forward with your heart, pressing down into your toes, down into your feet. Begin to slide your arms up behind you. You might reach back and touch the chair. Your fingers might not quite reach there, and that's okay, whether it's because they're out farther or because you're leaning too far forward. Either way is fine. If you feel unsteady, sit up just a little bit more. Go ahead and grab that chair so you have some support. Otherwise, continuing to lean forward, fingers reaching back. Deep breath in. As you exhale, draw your palms towards one another. Deep breath in. Exhale, drawing your palms towards one another. Whether or not there's movement, we're continuing to reach as if we're making progress. Remembering it's about the journey, not the destination. One more deep breath. Exhaling, palms together. Keep reaching. Push those fingertips out a little bit farther. Deep breath in. As you exhale, bend through the elbows. Grab opposite arms, either at the hands, the wrists, the forearms, or even the elbows, wherever feels best for you and your body. Take a deep breath in once again. As you exhale, begin to lower down towards your thighs, keeping your spine as long and straight as you can. Inhaling, reaching those arms back, coming back up. Inhale, draw those shoulders up, back, and down, rolling through the shoulders just a couple of times. Release those forearms. If you're holding them, take your hands back to the chair or down to the seat. Whichever position feels best for you, having a gentle grasp here. Breathing deeply. As you inhale, sit up tall. As you exhale, reach the heart forward, drawing those shoulders and shoulder blades back. Inhale, sitting up tall. Exhale, drawing the shoulders down just a little bit more. Inhale, reach your heart a little farther forward, making sure that your grasp is secure but not super tight. You want most of the work to be coming through the shoulders, not the arms or the hands, so that if you were to let go of your chair, you'd only move maybe an inch. Continuing to draw those shoulders back, reach that heart forward, gaze stays forward. On the next exhale, lower the chin to chest, creating that pendulum once again, turning your chin side to side. Inhale, lift the gaze all the way up to the ceiling if you feel steady, so long as your neck feels safe and secure. Let your gaze go over one shoulder, down to the chest, up over the opposite shoulder, and up to the ceiling. If this causes any pain, any extreme discomfort, adjusting this movement so it works for you and your body. Take one more time around. And as we come down to 6 o'clock, we're going to reverse our direction, take it back up over the other way, almost as if we're turning back time. Drawing the shoulders back and down just a little bit more. Continuing around. One more time. And as your chin comes back down to chest, let it remain there for just a moment. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let your shoulders round forward, let your spine arch. Release your grip on the back of the chair and take your hands towards your knees. Feeling that sensation in your shoulders and in your back. Let your shoulders remain neutral or forward. As you inhale, sit up a little taller. As you exhale, take your hands back to your thighs, draw your elbows in towards your hips or ribs. Breathing deeply. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Keep that length and straightness in your spine as you exhale, leaning forward over the thighs, letting the hands come down to rest on the knees. Spine stays long and straight. Deep breath in. As you exhale, let your gaze remain forward and reach your heart a little farther forward rather than down. Deep breath in. Exhaling, taking the ribs down towards the thighs. As soon as you've gone as low as you can, relaxing through the shoulder and spine, letting the hands slide down to find a comfortable, relaxing space. Relaxing through the neck, the shoulders, the spine. Everything as long and loose as you can possibly get it as we lie here in our forward fold. Our goal here is to allow the spine to decompress as much as we can. One more deep breath. And on the exhale, let out a deep sigh. Slowly roll back up, just like a garage door, letting your shoulders and head hang forward until the very last second. Drawing shoulders up to ears as the gaze lifts. Reach those arms straight back. Reach those fingertips down. Reach fingertips straight forward. Let the arms slowly swing forward and back, letting your pendulum's range grow as you continue to sway. On your next big inhalation, let your arms sweep up all the way overhead, fingertips lift, shoulders draw back and down, thumbs draw back a little bit farther than before, letting your gaze lift your back arch. Breathing deeply here. Releasing the arms down to the sides. Right. Making sure we can sit with our feet flat on the ground. We're going to begin to open through the hips just a little bit. So walk your feet in. Take one knee in towards your chest. Just holding here for a moment, letting yourself acclimate. Begin to relax that hip. Let your leg grow a little heavier. If you find it's too difficult to grab around the shin, feel free to grab around the thigh, or to even use a strap, a belt, something firm and long that you can hold so that you can support the leg where it is. I'm going to take a deep breath in, sit a little taller. As you exhale, draw the knee to the chest. Inhale, reach it away. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale away. Exhale, draw it in a little tighter, following with your rhythm of breath. As you exhale again and draw the knee in, let's rotate the ankle over the opposite knee, letting the leg just come to rest here for a moment. Letting the knee grow a little heavier as the hip works through its range of motion just a little bit more, not pushing or pressing down on the knee, just letting the hand gently rest. The other hand just supporting the ankle so it doesn't slide off. And without any force, using as little effort as you can, slowly begin to lift and relax that knee, not forcing it down, just allowing gravity and its own weight to encourage the knee to relax just a little bit more, the hip to open just a little bit more. As your knee comes down, slowly draw that ankle in just a little bit further. Draw those toes up towards the shin. Begin to point and flex the ankle. Or point and flex the toes if you prefer. As you draw that toe back in, keep those toes drawing in towards the shin. Sit up nice and tall. Deep breath in. As you exhale, reach your heart forward. Inhale, lift your head high. Exhale, heart forward. Inhale, head high. Exhale, heart forward. Continuing to remain here, breathing deeply. After a few breaths, reach your heart a little farther forward on the next exhale, breathing deeply. One more deep breath in. Exhale, reach your heart a little farther forward, shifting and adjusting the leg as needed to give you a little more support. If you can take your forearms down to rest on the leg, you may do so. If you need your hands on the leg, that's fine too. If you feel very secure and open here, take a deep breath in. On the exhale, lower your chest a little lower, shifting and adjusting the arms, however you need to find a little more freedom of space and movement. Three more deep breaths. On the next inhale, walking the hands back up to the legs, slowly pressing back up to a seated position. We're going to lift that knee, uncross the legs. Supporting the leg, we're going to take the hip open and closed. Take that ankle back over the knee. Sitting up nice and tall, deep breath in. We're going to exhale, turn and look over that bent knee. Hand can come to rest on the knee gently. Now as we twist here, we don't want to grip the knee and pull ourselves. We want the hand just to be here to help stabilize our torso just a little bit. So think Jenga tower rather than Lego. Gently just setting on the knee. We're going to inhale to sit a little taller. As we exhale, turn and look over our back shoulders. Slide that hand back to rest on the chair. Sitting up tall, breathing deeply. To encourage our stretch to go just a little bit deeper, lift your hand off your knee. As you inhale, draw that front shoulder a little farther forward. Let the hand relax down. Exhale, draw that back shoulder a little farther back, deepening the twist, taking your gaze over that back shoulder if you can. Breathing deeply. Release that twist. Let yourself naturally uncurl and come back through center. Okay, so inhale, turn and look over the toes. Let the hand come down to gently rest on the foot. It can support the ankle. Take that back hand back to rest on the seat or the back of the chair. Remembering that our grips are nice and soft, we're pressing gently down to help secure and stabilize ourselves. As you inhale, lift the crown of your head once again. Exhale, take your gaze over or towards that back shoulder, adjusting your grips as needed. Inhale, reach that front shoulder a little farther forward. Exhale, draw that back shoulder and gaze a little farther back. Breathing deeply. One more deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out and uncurl. Coming back to center. Let's slide that knee over. Stacking our knees, begin to draw that ankle towards the opposite shin, feeling the stretch through the outer thigh and hip. Deep breath in, press into the legs, sit a little bit taller. Exhale, reach your heart forward. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, reach it forward. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, reach it forward and hold. Begin to tense and engage all your muscles, drawing your legs closer together, pressing your legs down into the ground, drawing your chest a little closer to your thigh, everything working and engaging here. Squeeze your glutes. One more deep breath. Exhale, relax all the muscles of your legs as you slowly come up and uncross your legs. Feet come wide. Hands come down to the chair to support you as you let the knees drop side to side, releasing any tension that's built up in the legs or hips. Walk those feet back in together, making them nice and close, feet flat on the floor, hips back, stable and secure on our chair. A lot of times we'll wear slippery pants and we'll slowly slide farther and farther forward. So take a moment to notice where you're making contact with your chair and make sure you're nice and steady and secure. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, take the opposite knee to the chest this time. Holding here for just a moment, reacclimating the body. Deep breath in. Exhale, draw that knee in a little closer. Inhale, reach it away. Exhale, draw it a little closer. Continuing to follow the rhythm of your own breath. Drawing the knee in as close as you can get it, reaching it as far away as you can. On the next exhale, drawing that knee in nice and close, we're going to rotate to take the ankle over the opposite knee. Sitting up nice and tall, no force. Just holding, stabilizing, letting gravity do the work. Without pressure, without force, we're going to gently lift and relax the knee. Not pushing it down, not forcing it down, just letting gravity do the work. And if it feels better to let your hand rest on the knee, that's fine, so long as you're not forcing. Beginning to draw the toes in, reach the heel of the foot away. Point and flex the toes just a couple of times. And as you flex the toes once again, drawing them in towards the shin, keep reaching through that heel. Take a deep breath in, sit up tall. Exhale, reach the heart forward. Inhale, up tall. Exhale, heart forward. Inhale, tall. Exhale, heart forward. Inhale, tall. Exhale, heart forward. Inhale, tall. Exhale, see if you can relax that knee down just a little bit more. Keep that foot flexed slightly, but release that hold. We're going to take a deep breath in. As we exhale, let's turn and look over the bent knee. Take your gaze back over that back shoulder. Slide your hand back to the seat or the back of the chair. Take a deep breath in, sit a little taller. As you exhale, take your gaze a little farther back over that back shoulder, twisting a little deeper. So rather than pulling on the body and forcing the twist, we're going to inhale, reach that front shoulder forward. Exhale, draw that back shoulder back, adjusting the grasp on the back of the chair as needed. Inhale, sit a little taller. Reach that shoulder forward. Exhale, draw that back shoulder back. Holding here for a few breaths. Remembering if you're not breathing, you're not doing yoga. So we want to always have nice, deep breaths. If you need to come out of it just a little in order to breathe a little better, please do so. On the next exhale, slowly relaxing and releasing, uncurling back through center. I'm going to twist it in the opposite direction, taking your chest to point over the toes. Hand comes to the ankle or shin, wherever feels good and supportive to you. Back arm relaxes to the chair, seat, or back. Sit up a little taller on the inhale. Exhale, turning and looking over that back shoulder. Breathing deeply. Deep breath in, reach that front shoulder forward. Reach that back shoulder back, deepening your twist. Inhale, sit a little taller. Exhale, draw that back shoulder back just a little bit farther. Gaze over that back shoulder, breathing deeply. One more deep breath. On the exhale, slowly relax. I'm going to slide that leg a little farther over, adjusting your stance as needed to find a little more stability. We're going to begin to pull this top leg towards the bottom leg, feeling that stretch begin to happen through the outer thigh and hip. Take a deep breath in, sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, reach your heart forward. Inhale, tall. Exhale, forward. Inhale, tall. Exhale, forward and hold. Begin to draw those legs together a little more. Begin to activate the legs. Press the feet down into the ground. Squeeze the thighs together. Pull the thighs towards your chest. Engage your glutes, activating through the whole lower part of the body. Just a couple more breaths here. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, softening and relaxing all the lower body muscles. Uncross the legs. Walk your feet out a little wider apart, gently letting the knees drop down to each side. Walking the feet back in. We're going to reach our hands back for the back of the chair or the seat of the chair, whichever feels best to you. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. Bend into your elbows. Reach the heart forward. Bend and reach. Gently moving as much or as little as you can. Noticing any sensations in the arms or the shoulders. If this isn't working for you, you can take the hands just to the hips, reaching forward and bending through the elbows. One or two more. Now as you inhale, sit up really tall as you can. Draw those shoulders as far back as you can. And with your heart reaching forward, begin to bend into your elbows ever so slightly. Draw your elbows in towards one another. They're probably not going to move much at all, if any. But creating that sensation of drawing them together will activate the muscles to help us to feel a nice deep stretch. One more deep breath. As you exhale, relax your arms down. Slowly roll your shoulders forward and up, back and up, back and down, forward and down. Taking it through your full range of motion with the arms and shoulders. Draw your shoulders back and down, back and up, forward and up, forward and down. Making your movements as big and as exaggerated as you possibly can. On the next inhale, sweeping the arms out wide, we're going to begin to make small circles, the smallest circles you can possibly make. Slowly beginning to spiral the arms, letting the circles grow a little bit wider and wider. Until eventually you are making the largest circles you can possibly make. Reversing the directions as you come down through 6 o'clock. And working all the way up, back and around. Making the largest circles you can possibly make. Slowly beginning to spiral inward, making gradually smaller and smaller circle until you're making the smallest circles you can possibly make. Draw those pinkies back. Draw those thumbs forward. Draw those pinkies back. Rotate those palms forward. Palms come forward. Backs of the hands go back. Palms go forward. Rotate palms up. Thumbs go back. Pinkies go forward. Thumbs go back. Pinkies go forward. See if you can even rotate the backs of your hands slightly towards one another. Take your hands all the way back. Rotate the palms down, thumbs down. Backs of the hands come forward. Palms go back. Backs of the hands go forward. See if you can rotate just a little more, taking the palms slightly upward, the thumbs slightly out. Thumbs go back and relax the arms down. Inhale, sweep arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold hands to knees as you lower down. Letting your torso begin to relax, your shoulders round forward, your neck relax and head hang down. Using as little effort as you possibly can to hold yourself here. Breathing deeply. Slowly rolling back up. Letting your head be the last thing to come up. We're going to take one hand to the chair seat beside us, take the other arm up and over. Now there are lots of ways to cheat and help you get lower down, but what we're wanting to do is to stretch through the side body. So draw your arm up and over, keeping your elbow up in line with your head, so that if you bend through the elbow, the arm would drape across the head. Take a deep breath in, lift the fingertips high, draw the shoulder down into its socket. Let that arm remain straight as you continue to reach through the fingertips over to the side. Inhale, take it back up. Exhale, take it back over. Inhale up. Exhale over, bending through that chair arm, going down a little bit lower. Thumb continuing to draw back, keeping that arm in line with the head. You can take your gaze up or down or gently flowing between the two. On the next inhale, take it back up through center, release that hand down. Take the other arm up and over on the inhale. Reach those fingers high, draw that thumb down, keep that thumb pulling, draw the shoulder down, keep that thumb pulling back, arm in line with the head. Deep breath in. On the exhale, reaching that arm overhead. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Inhale up. Exhale, reach and hold, breathing deeply. Bending through that chair arm as much as you need to feel a nice deep stretch through the side body. Arm up overhead. Beginning to turn your gaze up and down to stretch through the neck if that feels appropriate for your body. On the next inhale, coming back up through center, releasing the arm down, rolling through the shoulders, releasing any tension that may have built up. Let's begin to stretch out through our ankles and our wrists. Let's start by pointing and flexing just one leg, making some circles with the ankle, wiggling the toes. Let's scrunch the toes in, making a little fist with the foot, and release. Shake it all out. Replace that foot, and let's do the other one. Pointing and flexing through the toes, drawing those toes in as far as you can get them, reaching them out as far as you can get them, making some fists with the toes, gripping as tightly as you can, shaking it all out, doing a couple circles with the ankle one way and the other, and placing that foot back next to the other. Let's do the same thing with the fingers, wiggling the fingers, pointing and flexing with the hands, making a couple of circles one way and then the other. Let's begin to deepen this stretch by turning our palm outward, fingers facing down, gently pressing back on the fingers. Now, if you have a limited range of motion and this is all you can manage with not much of a bend at all through the wrist, that's okay. Work with where your body is now, not where you want it to be tomorrow. Breathing deeply, knowing that this is all about the journey, not about the destination. One more deep breath here. Exhale, release that hand, doing a couple of circles one way and then the other. Let's do the other hand, palm forward, fingers down. Draw those fingertips back. Reach that palm forward, feeling a nice deep stretch through the front of the arm. Breathing deeply. One more deep breath. Exhale, releasing, doing a couple of small circles each way. And let's turn our palms down, fingertips down, palms in, gently pressing on the fingertips to stretch through the tops of the arms and tops of the wrist. Breathing deeply. Release, slowly rolling one way and then the other. Let's do the other hand, drawing that hand towards you. Fingertips down, breathing deeply. Releasing that hand, rolling through the wrists one last time. And now exploring through each joint. Let's start with our thumbs, making circles, wiggling through the thumbs, circles and wiggling through the pointer fingers, the middle fingers, ring, pinky, all the fingers. Moving through the wrists one way, the other, making a couple of circles. And then shaking out the hands, beginning to fully relax the hands. Bending and extending through the elbows. Lifting the shoulders up, forward and back. Rolling through the shoulders and arms. Rolling the shoulders and arms the other way. Roll them back one more time, let them relax down, wiggle out the arms, letting everything from the shoulder down to the toes relax. Sliding back in your chair if you need to allow yourself to begin to relax a little bit more. Turning your gaze side to side over each shoulder. Taking your gaze up and down. Making some circles with the crown of your head. Almost like hula hooping with your head, one way and then the other. letting your chin slowly begin to rest downward if that feels comfortable for you. Extend your legs out one at a time, wiggling through the toes, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe, wiggling all the toes, pointing and flexing the foot, making a couple of circles through the ankle, one way and then the other, bending and flexing through the knee, taking the hip side to side as you pull the knee out, side to side, taking the knee up and down, extending that leg out long, pulling those toes in towards the shins, and relaxing that foot down. Let's do it on the other side. Extend the other leg out long, point and flex the toes, scrunch the toes, wiggle big toe, second, third, fourth, and little baby pinky toe. Wiggle all the toes, point and flex the ankle, make some circles one way and then the other, bend and flex the knee, take the knee out side to side, lift the knee up and down, relax the entire leg from toe to hip. Begin to squeeze the toes into fists, squeeze the hands to make fists, bend the knees, bend the elbows, draw the shoulders and the hips in, squeezing and engaging every muscle in your body, even your belly button working, even your chin tucking down, everything active and engaged. Just keep squeezing. One more deep breath. And as you exhale, fully relax and let go. Feel yourself become like a puddle. No bones, no muscles, no thoughts, no efforts. Allow yourself just to be for this moment, breathing deeply. If any thoughts should start to try to take over your attention, imagine them sinking deeper into the puddle, obscured and forgotten, if only for a moment. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Begin to rotate your wrists and your ankles. Bend and extend through your elbows and your knees. Sit up a little taller and shift to your left and right. Reach your heart forward and backwards. Turn your gaze side to side and up and down, reawakening each part of your body in turn. We'll take one final breath together. As we inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Palms pressed together as you exhale, and draw your hands down to your heart. Thank you so much for joining me for this chair yoga practice. Namaste.